While aboard Air Force One this week, a very unsteady on his feet Donald Trump, who had to prop himself up against a wall to avoid falling down, and yes, I do think that is important to mention, but Trump decided to do what he always does, popped his little head around the door and started talking to the reporters. And as usual, it did not go well for Donald Trump. One of the reporters decided to ask him about Hillary Clinton being forced, and Bill Clinton, of course, to come in and testify in front of Congress about Epstein. And Hillary has, of course, suggested that Trump should do the same thing because, he's in there a little bit more than we are. And that's when Donald Trump gave the worst excuse he's ever given about Epstein. Trump came this close to telling us that he's never even met Epstein. He doesn't even know who he is. Because Trump claimed he's had nothing to do with Epstein. Basically trying to tell us that who? What's this guy? What did he do? Is he a bad guy? I've never even heard of him. Here's how the exchange took place. The reporter says, "So Hillary Clinton said in an interview today that she and her husband are getting pulled into the Epstein matter to divert attention from you, and that your administration has something to hide. What's your response?" Trump said, "I have nothing to hide. I've been exonerated. I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein." They went in hoping they'd find it and found just the opposite. I've been totally exonerated. And in fact, Jeffrey Epstein was fighting that I don't get elected with some author, a sleazebag, by the way. And I've been totally exonerated. Wow, 3 times you've said that now. No, they're getting pulled in, and that's their problem. I don't know. They're gonna have to see what happens. But I watched her in Munich, and she seriously has Trump derangement syndrome. Then the reporter jumps in and was like, "You think that she should publicly testify?" And Trump said, "I've been totally exonerated 4 times now on Epstein." And it's really interesting because they've been pulled in. Think of it. They've been pulled in. So 3 times on the they've been pulled in. Clinton and many other Democrats have been pulled in 4 times on the pulled in. For the record, that is a symptom of dementia. It's not an indicator. It's a symptom of dementia. The constant repetition of what it is you are currently saying because you can't think of other words, phrases, or ideas. So you end up repeating yourself endlessly as he steadies himself against a wall because his body is falling apart and he can't stand up on his own. That's why he's always sitting down these days when talking to reporters except aboard the plane. But you have not been totally exonerated. In fact, in that recent dump of Epstein documents, not only are you mentioned tens of thousands of times, and for the record, I've seen a lot of people throw around like he's mentioned 1 million times. No. The official number is 38,000 mentions. Okay. I know that million number sounds good, looks good, makes him look more guilty, but we have to live in reality too. We have to have our facts straight. The official number of Trump mentions is 38,000. Just want to make sure everybody's on the same page. And Trump's name is probably on that page too, to paraphrase Gavin Newsom's office. But anyway, that was Kathy Hochul's office. Also, in the recent release of documents that Trump says totally exonerates him, he said it 4 times, he was actually accused of sexual misconduct. Like, that's the opposite of exoneration. The previous documents didn't implicate you in any criminal activity. This one does. So not only were you not exonerated, you were implicated in a crime. Not to mention the other crime that I mentioned a week or so ago, which is failure to report crimes against a minor. So you were implicated in multiple different crimes. But does any of it matter? Trump's not up for re-election. Regardless of what he says, he's not running for a 3rd term in office. He physically won't be able to. Legally, he's not able to. Physically, it ain't going to happen. If things get a little screwy, he'll pardon himself. And then he'll be free to go. Now, If he were to go to another country, they may view things a little differently. Epstein's crimes did, in some instances, of course, hop the border, cross the pond. So maybe if Trump was involved in any of those specifically, he could face justice. I don't think that'll happen. But here in the United States, nothing will ever happen. No political ramifications for Donald Trump, no legal ramifications, no civil ramifications. He'll get away with it. And he knows it, which is why he is able to sit there and lie to our faces and tell us, I have had nothing to do with the man whose birthday card I wrote a poem and a special little drawing, and of course, well, not poem, but a special message, and all the photos together, all the videos of us together. Yeah, I barely even know the guy. That's his lie, and he's sticking to it. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.